I go to Soul Like Games, and it's been a long time since I've done one of these. Today, I mess up every time I say that. In this video, we're going to do another mock review, which it's, like I just said, it's been a long time since I've done one of these. The last one I did was like, I don't even remember, to be honest. But yeah, I've done mock slideshows on all three of these guys. Obviously, there's Kelos, Insanity, and Weapon, which, to really clear this up, these three guys are not working together. Well, Insanity and Kelos are, but Weapon is just like his own thing over here. But yeah, I decided to do them all three together because they're like all insane god people things. So yeah, as I said, I did mock slideshows on all of them, but I kind of want to flesh out their build and design a little bit more and stuff. And I actually need to explain Insanity's backstory, because in the video I just said error backstory not found, because I was too lazy to write it back then. But I finally came up with something. So we're gonna start with the most simple out of all of them, Kelos. And I was gonna put Artifact in here since he was like kind of like friends with, like, quote-unquote friends with like Kelos and Insanity, but unfortunately I'm gonna disassemble him, so let me get ripped in the chat for Artifact. But here's Kelos. Definitely my simpler mocks. He's just a CCBS build with I'll show you here. Tomakuro is like little thing that like attaches the telemetry head to the CCBS like torso. Oh crap. Like, yeah, it's extremely simple, and it's supposed to be simple. It's like, yeah. If you didn't know Kelos' backstory, he was created when Solek got sucked into the, like, endgame timeline stuff, and, yeah, and Kelos just kind of existed and stuff, so, yeah, he's a thing. As for his weapon, I didn't have this in the original video, but I had it in the, like, mock slideshow of him I've had since. It's just like this 2015 blade with a red bulwark and a little red thingy on the end of it. Yeah, simple weapon. It looks nice. Yeah, there's not much to go over with him. I was gonna use, so, fun fact, I got the idea for this dude when, like, I forgot his name, BioMox47. Like, I asked him to myself mock, and then he made, like, a total Solek thing, and I'm like, hey, let's make something like that. And then I ended up making it all weird and stuff, and I'm like, okay, this guy looks cool, let's just call him Solek backwards. So yeah, and originally, this arm right here, the one that's black, was trans red, but then I'm like, let's just make that one black, because that looks cooler. So yeah, there's not really much to talk about with him. I'm gonna say the best for last. Let's look at Weapon next. So Weapon, once again, not a very complex mock. He's obviously more complex than Kelos, but like, because, you know, he's got like my kind of custom leg design right there with the Uniter armor thingies on him. Yeah, I use those on a lot of mocks, but oh crap. Yeah, Weapon is not a very complex mock, whereas Kelos is just like a regular CCBS torso that's slightly modified. His torso is an Anika torso that's slightly modified, so he's a little bit more complex, but nothing too special. And as for, like, the hat on his head, that's how it's attached. Like, there's like a T-piece in black with just a little half pin attached there, and you just put, like, the 2013 Brain Attack rocket shield on it, and just stick it on his head. So, yeah. As for how Weapon came about, like, they got an interesting story. So, first made him, he was supposed to be like this samurai dude. Like, I was looking at like G-Man, the man's mock, like, forgot his name. He's like this samurai robot dude, and I'm like, hey, let's make something like that. So I tried, came up with Weapon, of course, and then like, then I like just listened to that Division by Zero remix, that was in his like slideshow video, and I'm like, hey, this is really good. It gives me an idea to make some kind of character that's like crazy and stuff. So, and I didn't have much parts for mocks lying around, so I'm just like, hey, let's give this guy an extremely crazy story and just say it's him. So yeah, that's all there really is to talk about with Weapon. There's his back. Yeah, I just realized I'm not actually reviewing these, right? Who cares? Okay, so I told you I'd save the best for last. So Insanity here. We'll look at the mock first, and then I'll explain his backstory, because it's a bit interesting and a bit long. So obviously, the mock itself is based off of Zarek Zay's, like, in the torso and the head. he has no color scheme, it's just his colors all over the place, which makes sense. He's insane stuff, which, you know, I think about it, I have no clue what having a weird color scheme has to do with being insane, but, yeah, who cares? Yeah, like I said, head and torso from Eric Zay, head mostly, torso is a bit modified. So it's like stud shooter large in his chest with just like random colored studs in it. Fun fact, I changed the color of those in every single video he's in, just cause. And so yeah, Moc itself, just like Weapon and Kelos, not complicated at all. But his backstory's been interesting. So once upon a time, Kelos here took a little voyage to the biological universe. Grabbed himself a bunch of energy, and he's like, hey, where the heck am I gonna store this? So he stored it in, like, so he just, like, created some kind of spirit thingy, and stored a bunch of all that energy, and he called it sanity and stuff. So yeah, that thing was just, like, kind of like his outline stuff. But eventually, the highest found out about it, and the highest was like, yo, man, you can't be doing that. So then, the highest, like, split both their souls in half. Or, like, let me say that again, like, so he split Sanity's soul in half, causing it to become insanity, and he took away 15% of Kelos' soul. So Kelos is like, I don't need all this excess soul stuff, so he gave, like, half a soul to Insanity, so, like, Insanity doesn't have a full soul, it's just, like, 10% of his soul merged with, like, 30% of Kelos's, so, yeah, pretty epic stuff. He's honestly one of my favorite characters I have, really, and I'm planning on fleshing him out a lot. I might even write his backstory. Yeah, saying he's a pretty epic character. I like him a lot, as I just said. It's kind of funny, since one of his shoes, what I like to say, like, he's wearing one shoe and one sock. That has nothing to do with literally anything, but I wanted to say it. As for all these tubes on his chest, there's no reason for that. It just looks weird. Yeah, that's basically the video.